As the plane descended through the clouds, revealing the lush greenery of Thailand, Sarah and Michael clutched each other's hands with excitement. They had planned every detail of their honeymoon with painstaking care, eager to start their new life together with an adventure. Little did they know, their choice of a tourist guide would turn their dream honeymoon into a nightmare. Upon arrival, they were greeted by their guide, Arun, a man whose smile was as warm as the Thai sun. He boasted about his extensive knowledge of the hidden gems of Thailand and promised them an unforgettable experience. The couple, charmed by his charisma, followed him blindly into the heart of the country. The first few days were magical. Arun took them to places that weren't on any map, secluded beaches, mystical temples, and villages where they were welcomed like old friends. But as the days passed, Sarah began to notice oddities in Arun's behavior. His stories didn't always add up, and sometimes she caught a glint of something dark in his eyes. One night, while Michael was asleep, Sarah decided to look through Arun's backpack for a guidebook and instead found a collection of driver's licenses, dozens of them, all belonging to tourists. Her heart raced as she realized they all had one thing in common: the tourists were all reported missing. She was about to wake Michael when she heard footsteps outside their hut. Peering through the window, she saw Arun, not with his usual friendly demeanor, but with a cold, methodical gaze as he sharpened a long, curved knife under the moonlight. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she watched Arun meticulously sharpening the knife. The serene night air was now thick with her fear. She knew she had to act quickly. Gently shaking Michael awake, she showed him the chilling discovery of the driver's licenses. Michael's sleepiness vanished instantly, replaced by a protective fury. They decided to confront Arun at dawn, but when morning came, Arun was nowhere to be found. The couple packed their bags and set out to find help, only to realize that the village they had been staying in was deserted. As they navigated through the dense jungle, trying to retrace their steps back to civilization, they stumbled upon a clearing. There, they found a shrine adorned with personal belongings of the missing tourists, and in the center, a book with names and dates, the grim record of Arun's victims. Suddenly, they heard a rustling behind them. Spinning around, they saw Arun, his friendly facade gone, replaced by the look of a hunter stalking his prey. "You weren't supposed to find that," he hissed, his knife glinting in the sunlight. The chase was on. Sarah and Michael ran for their lives, their hearts pounding in their chests. They could hear Arun's footsteps close behind, his breaths growing louder with each passing second. The couple knew they had to outsmart him if they were to survive this honeymoon from hell. The story can unfold further with a thrilling escape, a fight for survival, and the couple's desperate attempt to bring the serial killer to justice. With Arun's footsteps thundering behind them, Sarah and Michael plunged deeper into the jungle. Their minds raced as they dodged low-hanging branches and leaped over tangled roots, the sounds of the jungle a cacophony around them. They knew they couldn't outrun Arun forever. They needed a plan, and fast. In a moment of inspiration, Michael remembered a narrow cave they had passed a few days earlier. If they could reach it, they might be able to hide or even trap Arun. With a quick nod to Sarah, they changed direction, heading towards the cave. Arun, realizing his prey was slipping away, quickened his pace. But as he neared the cave, his confidence turned to caution. The entrance was small and dark, and he knew going in after them would put him at a disadvantage. He circled the cave, looking for another way in, but found none. Inside the cave, Sarah and Michael held their breath, listening to Arun's frustrated movements outside. Hours seemed to pass, and then, silence. Had Arun given up? As night fell, they decided to risk a look outside. The moon cast a silver glow over the jungle, and there was no sign of Arun. They took this chance to escape, moving as silently as possible. They eventually found a road and flagged down a passing truck, which took them to the safety of the nearest police station. With their statement, the police launched a manhunt for Arun. It turned out he was wanted for a string of disappearances across Southeast Asia. Thanks to Sarah and Michael's bravery, Arun was captured weeks later, bringing closure to the families of the missing tourists. Their honeymoon was over, but their story of survival would be told for years to come. They had faced unimaginable terror and come out stronger, their bond unbreakable. And while they would never forget their harrowing experience, they knew they had each other, and that was all that mattered. As Sarah and Michael recounted their ordeal to the police, they couldn't shake the feeling that the nightmare wasn't over. They were right. While Arun was indeed captured, the investigation revealed a chilling fact. He was part of a larger network. A shadowy group that had been operating across Asia, luring unsuspecting tourists into their deadly trap. The couple's testimony was crucial in uncovering the network's operations, but it also meant they had to remain in Thailand, under police protection, until the trial. Life had taken an unexpected turn, and their honeymoon had transformed into a mission to bring down a criminal syndicate. Weeks turned into months, and the couple found themselves adapting to a new normal. They assisted the police with the investigation, providing details that only they knew. Their bond with Thailand grew stronger, as did their resolve to ensure no one else would fall victim to such a fate. As the trial date approached, Sarah and Michael were anxious but ready to face Arun one last time. However, on the eve of the trial, a mysterious figure appeared at their safe house. It was a woman claiming to be Arun's sister, begging for their forgiveness and offering information that could dismantle the entire network. The story now teeters on the edge of a new chapter, with Sarah and Michael having to decide whether to trust this stranger who might hold the key to ending the terror once and for all, or whether it's another trap set by the syndicate to silence them. The tale of Sarah and Michael's honeymoon has become a saga of courage and justice, a narrative that continues to unfold with each decision they make. The woman, who introduced herself as Maya, seemed genuine in her plea. She explained that Arun had been coerced into the syndicate after they threatened their family. She had been looking for a way out and saw Sarah and Michael's bravery as a beacon of hope. With Maya's inside knowledge, they devised a plan to dismantle the syndicate from within. It was risky, but it was the only way to ensure no more lives would be lost. Maya provided them with locations, names, and operations details. The couple worked tirelessly with the authorities, orchestrating raids and arrests. As the network crumbled, Sarah and Michael realized they had become part of something bigger than themselves. They had started a movement, inspiring other survivors and locals to stand up against the darkness that had preyed upon their land. Their honeymoon never truly ended. It evolved into a lifelong journey. They found a new purpose in Thailand, helping to rebuild the lives that had been affected by the syndicate. And as for Arun, he became a distant memory, a shadow of the past that no longer held power over their future. The story of Sarah and Michael is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. It's a narrative without an end, as each day brings new challenges and triumphs. Their love, once celebrated in a honeymoon, now shines as a light of hope for many. As the story unfolds, Sarah and Michael, along with Maya, become a formidable force against the syndicate. Their efforts lead to a significant decrease in tourist disappearances, but the syndicate's leader remains at large, a mastermind shrouded in mystery. The trio receives a cryptic message, a clue that could lead them to the leader. It's a riddle that speaks of an ancient temple hidden within the city's labyrinthine streets, a place where the syndicate's leader conducts his darkest business. Determined to end the reign of terror, they navigate the bustling streets of Bangkok, deciphering the riddle that takes them through markets, alleyways, and underground passages. The city itself seems to be a living puzzle, one that only the most persistent can solve. As they close in on the temple, the danger increases. They can feel the eyes of the syndicate on them, watching their every move. The final confrontation looms ahead, a battle not just for justice but for the soul of Thailand itself. The story of Sarah, Michael, and Maya is a never-ending battle between light and darkness, a continuous struggle where every victory is a step towards peace, and every setback is a lesson in resilience. Their journey continues, a tale without end, as they stand as guardians against the shadows, Their love and courage an unquenchable flame in the heart of Thailand. As they decipher the symbols, they realize that the temple is not a physical location but a metaphor for the city itself. Bangkok, with its juxtaposition of tradition and modernity, represents the temple where the final battle against the syndicate will take place. The trio sets up a network of informants and allies, from street vendors to high-ranking officials, all united in the cause to dismantle the syndicate. They orchestrate a series of sting operations, each one bringing them closer to the elusive leader. One night, during the festival of Loi Krathong, as thousands of lanterns float in the sky, a break in the case occurs. An informant passes a note to Sarah, a meeting point where the leader will be making an appearance. Under the cover of the festival, Sarah, Michael, and Maya navigate through the crowds, their senses heightened. At the designated spot, they catch a glimpse of a figure shrouded in mystery, the men believed to be the syndicate leader. Just as they are about to approach, the crowd swells, and the figure vanishes. The chase continues through the festival, a dance of shadows and light, as they follow the fleeting glimpses of the man who holds the key to ending the darkness. The story of Sarah, Michael, and Maya is a testament to the enduring human spirit, a saga that remains open-ended, with each day bringing new challenges and adventures. Their journey is a reminder that the fight for good never truly ends, it evolves and adapts. Just like the timeless city of Bangkok, the tale of Sarah, Michael, and Maya continues to twist and turn through the vibrant streets of Bangkok. The festival's end brought a new day, and with it, a fresh lead. A local merchant, who had seen the mysterious figure, offered a clue that led them to the Chao Phraya River. As they navigated the river's winding path, they encountered a series of cryptic messages left in the form of ancient Thai symbols etched onto the docks. Each symbol pointed towards a different aspect of Thai culture, leading them to explore various facets of the city, from its sacred temples to the bustling night markets. With each step, they unraveled more about the syndicate's operations and the leader's identity. They learned of his influence in the shadows, manipulating events like a puppeteer. Yet, his true motive remained as elusive as his presence. The trio's journey became a symbol of resistance, inspiring others to join their cause. The network of allies grew, and with it, the hope of purging the city of the syndicate's grip. As the story unfolds, Sarah, Michael, and Maya find themselves not just fighting a criminal empire but also discovering the depth of their own strength and the power of unity. Their story is a never-ending quest for justice, a narrative that continues to inspire and evolve with each new dawn. Their latest clue leads them to a forgotten temple on the outskirts of the city, where whispers of the past speak of a secret chamber beneath the ancient stones. It is said that this chamber holds the key to the syndicate's power and possibly the identity of their enigmatic leader. As they explore the temple's ruins, they find themselves in a labyrinth of underground passages. The walls are lined with intricate carvings that tell the story of a civilization that once stood as a beacon of prosperity and knowledge. It's in these depths that they find a room filled with artifacts, each linked to the missing tourists. The discovery is monumental, but it also means they are closer to danger than ever before. The syndicate is aware of their presence, and the trio must navigate a game of cat and mouse, using their wits and courage to stay one step ahead. The story of Sarah, Michael, and Maya is a continuous journey through the heart of darkness, seeking light in a world that often seems bereft of it. Their tale is a reminder that some stories don't have an ending. They carry on as long as there is someone to tell them. The saga of Sarah, Michael, and Maya, set against the backdrop of Bangkok's enigmatic allure, continues to grow with each passing moment. The trio's discovery beneath the ancient temple has set off a chain of events that cannot be undone. The artifacts they uncovered tell a story of centuries-old traditions and a syndicate that has woven itself into the fabric of history. As they delve deeper into the mystery, they find connections to royal lineages, to protectors who have sworn oaths to keep the city safe from the shadows that seek to engulf it. The trio learns of an ancient order, the guardians of the Chao Phraya, who have battled the syndicate's influence across generations. With this newfound knowledge, Sarah, Michael, and Maya realize that their fight is part of a larger legacy. They are the latest in a line of warriors who stand against the darkness. Their role has become more than just bringing a criminal syndicate to justice. They are now part of a timeless struggle that has protected the heart of Thailand for ages. The trio decides to seek out the remaining members of the Guardians. Their journey takes them to remote villages, to monks who speak in riddles, and to street children who are wiser than their years. Each encounter weaves a richer tapestry of the story, a narrative that is as endless as the flowing river. As they gather allies, Sarah, Michael, and Maya prepare for a confrontation that is inevitable. The syndicate, now cornered, becomes more dangerous, striking out in desperation. The city feels the tension, a silent anticipation of the storm that is to come. The day of reckoning arrives with the first monsoon rain, a cleansing force that seems to wash away the grime and fear that have clung to the city. The trio, along with the Guardians, face the syndicate in a battle that is both physical and spiritual. The clash is fierce, echoing the ancient battles depicted in the temple murals. When the dust settles, the syndicate's grip on Bangkok is broken, but the victory is not without cost. The leader escapes, vowing revenge, and the trio knows that their fight is far from over. They have won the battle, but the war against the darkness continues. As the monsoon rains begin to clear, Sarah, Michael, and Maya stand amidst the remnants of their battle. The syndicate's influence has been diminished, but the leader's final words linger in the air, a promise of darkness that refuses to be extinguished. In the aftermath, the trio decides to remain in Bangkok. They've become part of the city's heartbeat, guardians of its hidden truths. They continue to work with the guardians of the Chao Phraya, ensuring that the light they've fought so hard to kindle remains a beacon for all who seek refuge from the shadows. Years pass, and stories of their bravery become part of the city's lore. They're not just tales of horror and survival, but of hope and unity. Sarah, Michael, and Maya have created a legacy that transcends their own lives, a narrative of enduring courage that will be passed down through generations. And as the sun sets over the Chao Phraya River, casting a golden glow over the city, the story finds its rest. Not an ending, but a moment of peace, a gentle pause in the unending rhythm of life's ebb and flow.